What's good? What's good, everybody? Let's bring it to you the Reasonable Wrestling Podcast. And today we are talking the fallout from Elimination Chamber and all that was in the week that was in professional wrestling this week. Let's go.
It's silly.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is a joint brother Ayatollah here, the most high with my tag team partner, CT, aka HD Bang. What's happening, brother?
What's good? What's good? I'm having a good, oh, tactical uncle weekend. I'll say tactical because handling, you handle kids on a regular basis, but, my sister's on a, she's on her birthday vacation. So this whole weekend I'm playing uncle and everything. So if you hear any noise on the side, that's my nephew tearing up the other room. And just watching him, just making sure I keep on him. But I did have to get the pot in. I am dealing with a little bit of a toothache, so if I'm a little bit subdued and you guys hear me a little bit talking a little off, it's because of that. But other than that, I'm blessed. I'm happy to have caught up with a little bit of wrestling, a little bit because AEW, I'm still trying to catch up on where they're at with a couple things. Kind of confused, but we'll get into that. But I was able to get up early and watch Elimination Chamber. So we'll talk a little bit about that. How are you doing?
You know what it is, brother. You already said it. I deal with little motherfuckers every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? Don't call them that. They not niggas. They not little motherfuckers. Shit, it's better than what I want to call them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Spawns the state. Nah, man, man, I'm just chilling, bro. I got some homework to do later on. Got Madden game. But I told that nigga today, not today. I've been daddying. She woke up. My wife, they woke up complaining, talking about how she hurting and she didn't sleep well. And not today, brother. I don't want to hear none of that. So right now I'm in the man cave in the garage. You know what I'm saying? Ready to just talk about 5 a.m. wrestling. What the
5 a.m. wrestling, man.
These are like, you ain't no real fan. You listen. I'm gonna tell you, you motherfucking right. Shout out to 2 Chainz.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But first, y'all tap in. Please like, subscribe, do all that stuff on all of our medias of socialness. We are RW Podcast 1 on Twitter, and we're pretty much Reasonable Wrestling everywhere else you can find us, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, here on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Check us out. Like, follow, subscribe, do all that good shit to show your love and support for us. We really appreciate it. Man.
Nigga, buy some merch. I know all that like shit is fine. Buy www.eiwshop.com. Hey, listen, our shit is evergreen. You feel me?
Evergreen,
this is
man.
A 2020 shirt. You dig? This is hold on.
Sun Trump 2024.
I got. Don't worry about it. Let me mute you right quick. I got you right quick. This right here is an evergreen shirt. You dig? 2021 election. Damn, let me take my blur off. Take my blur off.
Yeah, she'll blur shit.
My blur off. Yeah, I'll take my blur off real quick. 2020 election, we did stun Trump. Stun Trump 2024. We should have had this shirt in 2016. God damn it. Stun Trump 2020 was the shirt that we had because we couldn't do it no more. We could not do it. Not damn mo. So tell me how y'all niggas double back again.
Yeah, man. Sometimes the universe gives you a chance to double back and run it up again. So we're gonna run that up again. Listen,
Stun Trump 2024. We just about to
2024
go on
shirt.
the
Might as well
website
call it
and
2020.
change the name on that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
just run it back. He's changed the name. Rebrand. You gotta be
Yo,
we're gonna what they call it
what is it? Repurpose?
repackage. We're gonna repackage it.
Repurpose. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
repurpose. Yeah,
Listen, Stun Trump 2024, bro. If y'all want to support us, if y'all want to support society, if y'all want to support
democracy.
mankind, you know what I'm saying? Democracy, So www.eiwshop.com. Everything is wrestling. You know what I'm saying? How about your boys?
Holla at us on eiwshop.com. So yeah, let's tackle the Elimination Chamber real quick. It was tough for me to get up early and watch it, but I'm not gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was like, I'm not gonna front. Like I was drifting in and out because I was up at I didn't see it. I didn't start at 5, but it was like 5:50 or about to be 6 o'clock when I actually turned it on. And I'm over here laying on the couch, drifting up and just trying to keep my eyes awake because I know that I didn't get much sleep the previous night. So my takes on it might not be as sharp because I wasn't as sharply.
Bro, who does sharp takes anymore, my nigga? Just do it. Let's just do it.
I will just say that we do know the victories and we do know who won. I can't tell you what match was better because I missed like half of every match because I was drifting, but I enjoyed it for what I did see. We have our WrestleMania main events more than anything set for the World Heavyweight Championship and the Raw Women's Championship. Now there's going to be Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. And then we have Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, which is what we predicted. A lot of people were saying that Drew McIntyre winning, he shouldn't win because he's already faced Seth a couple of times. We want to get something new for WrestleMania. My take to that is this guy has been on a roll. He's been on a roll, man. And yeah, he didn't win the championship the last two time attempts, but he's kept himself relevant even in his losses. And there were reasons behind his losses, whether it be interference from Damian Priest or people. So he has a claim to say he got screwed out of the championships in some instances. So we and Sami Zayn the other time. So we'll see how this plays out going forward. But I do think that Drew is the right guy. I think they picked the right dude.
Yeah, we predicted it. We said Drew. We said Drew and Seth needed to be. We said Drew and Seth needed to be what it was at WrestleMania, especially when we didn't get no Punk. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I think for the most part, Drew and Seth we talk about stories, right? We talk about the whole kind of the whole thing of everybody has a story, everybody has, and I think in all actuality, this is what niggas cried about. This is what niggas complained about. This is what niggas bitched about. This is what niggas clamored
What
for.
did they cry about?
Huh? That everybody has a story. Everybody has a plot. Everybody has a fucking purpose. This is the Drew has a story. Rollins and Drew have a story. That heavyweight championship now has a story. Essentially, if this is the fucking zeitgeist of wrestling, of creating stories, and everybody got a fucking story to tell. This World Heavyweight Championship with Seth Rollins attached to it, with Drew McIntyre chasing it. This is, and for everything that Drew has been complaining about and bitching about, and him having a WrestleMania in front of crowds that's not rained out, hopefully, and him winning a championship will be what's for him. You know what I'm saying? We talked about him not leaving WWE, or you talked about him not leaving WWE. I thought that I would say, why not? This is the first time you have real viable options with real money. Like he had left last time, not to make up money. He went to go re get the love of professional wrestling back, type thing. You feel me? Now, if your situation is that you want to be a top star with top billing, with top money, if WWE is doing that for you right now, I agree with you. There's no reason why not. But I do think that Drew was not in the cards for this, right? So circumstances and situational matterings kind of fall into place of what we're talking about stories. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, uh, I really feel as if that Drew and Punk would have been a really great story to tell, and I think that would have kept him along as well. But I do feel like this is what everybody fights for. This is what contractual negotiations and shit like that look like. Where Punk says, "Yeah, I'll come back if I can do this." Drew is like, "Hell yeah, give me the CM Punk or give me the Cody Rhodes, give me the Rock, give me the Roman. I want a WrestleMania match," and he got it. He earned it.
Yeah,
I like the finish of the match. I like that.
yeah. Drew, all the contract talks and people saying he's going to AEW or leaving WWE. I never bought into any of that shit because let's be real. Let's be real. AEW is a sub. It's a subset. I'll get into this a little bit later, but AEW is not on the level of WWE. And if you've been in WWE for majority of your career, like Drew, Cody, and you see how things are running AEW, it's not going to keep you there for long. And why would WWE not pay Drew? Like I don't. It just made no sense as to why wouldn't they give him a contract to stay, especially the way they treat him.
They treat him like they treat him like he's a top star now, which is again when you say he built his character up from the championship matches that he had with Seth Rollins. I think we got some technical difficulties with Chi right now. Since we actually had got the story in the championship match of um of Seth Rollins. You back, brother? You
Yeah,
back?
yeah. I don't know what happened.
Um,
Um,
as you were saying that to kind of piggyback when you got stuck, I was saying that I agree with you that he's built as a top star now, right? And I think since that feud with Rollins at the beginning of this, the storytelling with Sami Zayn, because I think that Sami and Drew could have had a really good story again without a championship match that could have been a road to WrestleMania match or even a WrestleMania match with what's being built on television. I do like that. I do like the story of Drew and Sammy on TV and how they're telling their story with one another. And Drew's just being a monster, man. Seth opened up that door for him and told him that he was too nice, told him that he was hanging on to too much stuff. He needed to let some of that shit go. And Drew said, "Well, fuck it, I'm gonna let everything go." And he started hanging his nuts on everybody. You know what I'm saying? You there with me, brother? All right, I think we're gonna bring him back. We're gonna bring him back when he back. But to the point of what we were going for, Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber was a really good moving of the needle
that's
towards going forward to the road to WrestleMania. As we mentioned, Drew
sorry
won the
that
elimination.
keep getting timing up, but I wanted to give my last piece on Drew. You're right; he's a top star now, and I do believe that a lot of this is happening, like you said, because of the CM Punk injury, him going out. But one thing I also wanted to um, give them props for is that while CM Punk got injured because of Drew with the towards tricep, let's say Drew defeats Seth at WrestleMania and gets that moment in front of the crowd where he's champion again and wins it at WrestleMania, he's going to be a heel champion on Raw that can hold the championship potentially until CM Punk returns. Seth Rollins, who also is nursing an injury, even though he may perform WrestleMania, he'll be good by then. I believe he should take maybe a month or two off, and come back and tell that story with Drew. But by the time CM Punk comes back, this gives an opportunity for there to be a baked-in storyline with CM Punk, with a champion that had taken him out and talked about it. So I think how they pivoted, I want to give them credit for that. I think that Drew, and like you mentioned, Drew and Seth have their history, which is perfectly, going to be aligned for seeing how they tell this going forward to WrestleMania. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they build it. Yes, you're right. Sammy and Drew would have been a great mid card, feud with no story attached, and I think they could have put on a banger match.
Sammy and Drew for the title is going to be money.
Sammy and Drew for the title right now, yeah, that could be fantastic. Yeah, and Sammy's been on this mission of saying I can be a world champion. Like
Drew's the best.
That's his story, So
Drew's the best person.
Everybody having a story. This is what we clamored for. Yeah. Actually, you're right. If that's the case, let's say that CM Punk has some interference and he costs Drew that championship and Sammy wins. I don't know, but it could possibly be something involved with that since CM Punk says he does want to stick around on like commentary or whatever they need him for, while he's nursing his tricep injury. So anything's possible. I think that it's unfortunate because we definitely want to see Seth Rollins and CM Punk. That seemed like a really big match. And is Drew and Seth as big? No, we've seen it before. But what I'm going to see is like, hey, how do they tell the story from now to get it to be that hot again? And at the same time, the only thing that could be a drawback to this is the whole thing going on with Seth and Cody and Rock and Roman. Because I think that could take Seth's tension off of Drew. You know what I mean? And I hope they tell that because if he has all this focus on the bloodline while he's champion and he discounts Drew, that should be his Achilles heel.
Yeah. I ultimately see, not trying to just, but I ultimately see a whole bunch of callbacks to their previous matches where Seth and Drew are spent and Drew has a chance to take out Seth, something that he's tried to do before Seth took advantage of his overzealousness. I think to your point of Drew, Seth not all being there, right? I think it'll be an easy capitalization for Drew McIntyre. So happy for Drew, happy for again, all the stories that are being told, within all the stories that are being told and intertwined between Seth, Drew, Cody, Sammy, Roman, you know what I'm saying? And getting to the other WrestleMania main event that was determined by Elimination Chamber. Becky Lynch won the Elimination Chamber on the women's side and is going to face Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley beat Nia Jax in the main event. That main event was special. It was special. Nia looked fantastic, bro.
Yeah.
Like Nia looked so dominating. She looked so in control. She looked so happy. Yeah. Right? She looked healthy.
She was, like you said, in control. Like that's the thing that pinpointed for me was the control. Like she seemed like there's the aspect of wrestling and she's in control of the match, dominating, but control of the performance more than anything.
She didn't let it get to her.
Nah, she was in control. She knew exactly what her purpose was there. And I think she gave Rhea one of her best matches, honestly. I said to my nephew, when I was watching it with him, I was like, Rhea needed this, Like Rhea hasn't had a great match since last WrestleMania, in my opinion. Although it was one of the best I've seen in a long time. But I'm like above average. And I think this was up there and one of her better matches.
And honestly, to your point, because Rhea has some, I would like not to, I don't want to do the Jamie Hayter thing where she's had great matches, but the feuds didn't hit. She didn't have good feuds. She didn't have nothing that we sank our teeth into. That fatal 5-way or whatever the case may be that was previously that they had, it was still all set up off of Nia. You know what I'm
True.
saying? Like, Nia was a true force and presence in the division that Rhea
Since
was,
mhm.
that Rhea didn't topple. You know what I'm
Since
saying?
she came back, Nia has been a force in that division and a force that was necessary. When she came back, people are
People were like, oh, why is she here? You know what I'm saying? What she come back for? People were trying to make the jokes and everything like that. But Nia has shown her.
oh my god,
Nia,
all these return.
I'll lay out for you. I'll lay out for you. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, man. I'm not sure what the fuck is going on right now. But you're right. People were talking that shit about Nia and saying why, oh yeah, like dismissing that return. And right, not Nia, I think has delivered above and beyond. Since she's been very dominant, very giving. I think as a top monster heel, and I think she has taken Rhea Ripley in that moment in her home country to another level. I do think that match, that like you said, it was a huge match.
And also, this was character wise very strange because this was a definitive turn, right? Like, this was a definitive Rhea Ripley. We built this, like, let's be real. We built a fucking out of country live event off of you, right? Like we talk about big stars in the women's division, and there are several, right? There are several, but this elimination chamber was built off of Rhea Ripley. Like, Puerto Rico was built off of fucking Bad Money, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you get what I'm trying to tell you? Like, 50,000 people in an arena.
When they call a draw, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I agree.
So, and it wasn't a draw to see a heel lose. This wasn't Mayweather, right?
Yeah,
This ain't Mayweather fighting on Cinco de Mayo against a Mexican wrestler, dog. No, this is a hometown girl coming
yeah,
home, British Bulldog style in Wembley, my name.
yeah,
You feel me? And legit, this made her a baby
yeah,
against
absolutely.
against the top baby in the sport.
Who?
We talking Becky. Becky in the sport, dog, is considered top. Like, if we doing a list of in wrestling, male, female, they, them, whatever, non-binary, Becky, what, top five? Top five baby faces in the sport, right? So we talking about a draw Rhea Ripley that was just made whole with Nia, right? That's about to go into WrestleMania against the man, the biggest baby possibly of them all in this generation. It's going to be a spectacle. It's going to be a spectacle. I think that Becky and Rhea are going to bring the best out of one another, and this does main event a night. This does main event a night. Seth and Drew doesn't main event. I think Becky and Rhea main events one of those nights. It might be night one. Girl, where you at with that, brother? Oh man, lost my man again. Okay, I asked a question to the audience. Does the top baby face versus the top baby face does that consider to be a main event of a night? Because I think that now Becky and Rhea, babyface, main event's one of those nights. Hello? Ah, we trying, fam. We trying to have a party.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what
So
I'm
that's
saying? You hear? You here with me, my guy?
I try, sorry, man, guys. If you're watching live, I keep dripping up in and out, man. It's just having a tough day with my network. I'm sorry about that. But yes, that's a good question right there. And I'll say to you, it's a matter of how they build it, because it does determine on like how hot it is going into the week. I think we still have some weeks to decide. Okay, is that hot enough for the main event of night one? Maybe, but I will say also, like, because if the Rock is going to be wrestling night one, then it's like hard not to put him there. But I want to just give props to Nia Jax, because I don't think anybody on that roster could have done this for Rhea than her. I don't think anybody on that roster, Shayna, could have done this. Because she's the next up. I like the dominating heel like woman. I think could give her this kind of match. No, Nia is so vital to the women's division, because she brings something different that I don't think anybody can bring. And like that, she has the height, the size, the power, the dominance. She genuinely gets heat. I don't think anybody could have done it for Rhea. So now Rhea, like I said, is on another level, having overcoming this, dominant heel that has like ran through the women's division. Um, and you're right. Now it's like a baby versus baby in the pure sense at WrestleMania. And in all sense, like, you're right, this could potentially be one of the biggest WrestleMania main events we've seen in a long time if they want to put it there. Like I said, the only caveat is you got Dwayne. And we just said, all right, Dwayne, we're moving you off of night two. Cody's taking Roman. And now Dwayne's like, wait a minute. All right, if we're not doing that, I got to do something. And he going to be there on night one, probably. And we'll see. And Cody's already challenged him. If you guys saw the Grayson Waller effect he challenged The Rock. He said, listen, I'm facing Roman at WrestleMania, but before then, I'm open. My schedule's open. Like, Rock, I want to face you one-on-one. And then you got Seth chiming in saying, hey, man, there is never a one-on-one with the bloodline and all that stuff. So we're still teasing, maybe flirting with this idea of a tag team match between Seth and Cody versus Roman and Dwayne. So I don't know if there's room at the top if Dwayne takes that spot.
I mean, but my thing is, what the fuck they gonna pull a double duty, a tag on one night and then the main event on the next night? That would be the worst. And I'll just leave it at that. I hope that the tag, like,
I think so.
I hope the tag division kind of fucking picks up. I am, first off, not dismissing not dismissing you, right, or the words that you would say. It's just that the bandwidth that I have for me to be excited as I just was for Becky and Rhea, when I really wanted Bianca and Rhea, and now you're telling me I'm getting the tag match. I kind of don't even want to speak about it, because then I'm gonna spend 10 minutes on that, and then we really got good stuff that I want. Oh, my man lipped again, blood. Come on. All right, so shit, let me dry it. Let me dry. The tag team division. Damian Priest and Finn Balor faced off against Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate, my guy, my brother, my homie, my brother from another mother. You dig? From another homeland. You fumbled Liv and Tony Storm, my guy. Bro, I don't know if we can hand you the ball no more.
That's
You know
where
what I'm saying?
I come back and this is where we're at. I'm like, how the hell we get here?
In fact, take your pads off. Go put your helmet in the locker room. You know, we might need to change sports with you because we can't hand you the pill no more. You feel
how the hell did we end up here on Tyler Bate? Yeah, but we're talking about him fumbling.
No, I drove. You kept getting out the car.
I'm looking out the window like, hey man, like where are we?
No, but like, hey, you passed out drunk, brother. You just woke up. You woke up. We at the Waffle House.
Yo, I'm like, okay, but yo, these women might be fucking crazy. You don't know this, man. Shit. Fine, women can be crazy, and I'm not gonna say he fumbled anything. We don't know what they like.
Listen, I am not going to say that you're wrong on that. I'm not going to say that. But what I am trying to say is that, hey, you know what? You know what? Y'all had a thing. Everything's not meant to last. I'll let you rock on that, T.
Yeah. I've had my fair share of fine women that people will say I fumbled, but nah, let them niggas go. Like, I mean, it ain't because you can have it if you want. Like, it's just, hey, it didn't work out, you know. It could be a bunch of different things. It could be a whole bunch. But Tyler, hey, he has a roster that now he's with Soruka now. So like he ain't sweating nothing. He ain't sweating it.
All I'm trying to say to you is, hey, he a big strong boy. I can tell you that. Yo, word get around town. He a big strong boy.
Okay. Shout out to Tyler Bate, man.
Shout out to Tyler Bate, bro. TB was in a match with Pete Dunne, and they faced Judgment Day, and we were here. We ended up on Tyler Bate and that because I was saying off of what I didn't want to talk about that I didn't like, which was the tag, because I know it was a pipe dream. I was the only one I was excited about Bianca winning Elimination Chamber, moving on to Bianca and Rhea. So just to double back, I don't know if you heard, I didn't want to spend time on the tag match being taken away when I'm like, no, give these women with a story. We talking, here we go, story, right? For me, I need the tag division to pick up just a little bit for me.
They need to get these titles off of Judgment Day. I think they're trying to hold it on to them because they are an act that is getting attention. People care about Judgment Day, and you might as well have the tag titles on. Huh? Yeah, so merch. So yeah, you might as well keep the tag titles on an act that is getting love in some facet. And then have them have a match at WrestleMania where you can give that rub to another team or have them have a big victory at WrestleMania. So I think that's what they were like. Hey man, there's no other tag team right now that's as hot. But so let's keep Judgment Day over here. I do think I'm a little bit confused on a couple of things because I'm happy with how things are shaping up, but I do think that you could have done things a little bit better for the tag division. I agree with when it comes to Street Profits. Authors are paying are back. You have, obviously Viking Raiders got an injury there, so let's not say them. But Ivar's been kicking ass. He's underrated. But you got the DIY and Imperium. They should be involved somehow in a tag picture. The tag title picture. So. Especially Imperium, man, like they seem to me like the perfect tag title holders right now, along with Gunther. I think they would be really good with the belts, but they're already on a heel tag team. So how do you get there? That's that's what I would throw out there. So I don't know, but I don't know who they're gonna face at WrestleMania. But I would like there to be some time given to the tag division as far as storytelling, like you're saying, and let's see where the cards fall. Other than the tag division, though, I wanted to talk about my concerns with some other shapings of WrestleMania. We had AJ Styles appear in the Men's Royal Rumble. He flew across the fucking planet to go attack LA Knight and make sure he was eliminated out of that match. Granted, LA Knight did cost him the loss against, I think it was against Randy Orton, I think, or something, or KO.
Drew. It was Drew.
Drew, excuse me, yeah. Drew's been getting a lot of cheap victories lately, and like the same thing he complained about is exactly what's happening with him. All the pinfalls in the Elimination Chamber, he kind of got off of somebody else's back, somebody distracted, but AJ Styles showed up, hit the Styles Clash on a chair, beat him with a chair first, then hit the Styles Clash on a chair to make sure that he was eliminated. It looks like they're gearing towards an AJ Styles, LA Knight, WrestleMania match. My problem with this is LA Knight, to me, is getting he's like in purgatory. I don't think I love AJ Styles and it is a good match for him and I want to see it. But if it was for me, I would have had Logan Paul knock him out with the Knucks, and has set up that match. But we're seeing like we're gonna get Logan Paul and Randy, and then we're gonna get AJ Styles and LA Knight. And that's how I'm just reading the tea leaves. I'm not saying it's confirmed or anything, but I think LA Knight deserves a championship match at WrestleMania, because he's getting such a big reaction. I think he will be a great United States champion or Intercontinental champion, to be honest with you. But this match with AJ Styles, I think should have happened a while ago, in my opinion.
I can't say that because I went to when I go to SmackDown.
Tampa or no?
No, the SmackDown in Orlando.
Yeah.
I went to the SmackDown Orlando, and it was kind of still very much LA Knight in the main event picture, right?
Before the Rumble. Yeah.
So with that being said, though, when you say this match should have happened, they had tension since then, right? LA Knight, AJ Styles, it ran through the Rumble where they had the 4-way. I think they should, but again, that blow off match can't really happen unless it's at a big show, right? Because I think you have to do them to justice, right? If LA Knight isn't going to get one of those what we call
here's what I'm saying though,
prizes, then he needs to have a WrestleMania match with AJ Styles. You know what I'm saying? I think
stack the odds against Logan Paul. If LA Knight and AJ Styles and a triple threat with Logan Paul, that's what I would have liked.
Where does Kevin Owens fit in all that? Now and Logan Paul just not Randy Orton out with brass knuckles. Like, so where do we go with
have plans for Kevin Owens right now? Kevin Owens already main evented a couple of years ago. He probably would do something else at WrestleMania. I don't know what it is, but I don't know where they're going with him. I'm just talking about LA Knight right now and him getting a championship. And I think that if you need to put AJ in it, that's a cool way to do it. But if we can't do that, then those guys got to compete in some kind of fatal 4-way, fucking, I don't know, ladder match. I don't know. But I genuinely want LA Knight to be a champion at some point. I think that last year was a perfect time to do it. Now we're here a year later and he's not won a championship, still one of the hottest acts. It's kind of crazy to me. But I know, he wants to be the man. He wants to be in main event scene. I think this is a caliber main event match, but
this is like when we talk about with Warlow though. And I'm sorry to cut you off. I know we having difficulties, but this was the Warlow situation, right? If you have somebody
that nigga talk to his shit, which I fucking appreciated it, yo. I fucking appreciated that promo. But go ahead.
But this is what I'm trying to say, right? When Wardlow a few years ago was in the room with Shivani and said, "Yo, I want the top prize. I don't want no constellation. I don't want no interim. I don't want nothing. I want the top dog." That's what LA Knight said. LA Knight followed that motto. It was like, hey, man, he named some names, but when he said Roman and the way he said Roman and everybody reacted to the way he said Roman, he was like, all right, he gotta be it. So I don't think, as to your point, when you said he should have been a champion by now, we already discussed if he shouldn't have won the United States Championship off of LA Knight. I'm sorry, off of Austin Theory. Then he should have been where he ultimately ended up at, which is in the heavyweight champion in the world title. So I do believe with this doesn't hinder him in such vast manner because AJ Styles is also one of them ones. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
Like, so the switch of the switch of AJ and where he's going now, we've never seen this AJ with this production, right? We've seen, everybody wants to talk about, we've seen this type of AJ before. We've seen this AJ before, but we haven't seen it with this type of production. And we also haven't seen this AJ against this type of babyface, right? Even AJ in New Japan, AJ and Shinsuke, nigga, ain't really about to be AJ and LA Knight. Like, there's a distinct difference in change of tone and audience cheer and jeer when it comes for one side and another. I think this is a match made in heaven for WrestleMania if they are in the title picture. I think if AJ Styles is using the fuel of LA Knight took his shine and who he was and his title opportunities, and LA Knight then uses that fiber and like, hey man, we both over 40, nigga. One of us just gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? And they just fight over who about to be the top 40. You know, who top 40, nigga. I would like to see that feud. You dig?
All right. Well, you know, these guys are two TNA legends, you know, just like AJ and Shinsuke were two New Japan legends. And we're going to get their matches at WrestleMania now. It's a bigger stage, bigger presentation. But am I like excited to see this? I'm not. I just don't feel like, damn, it's gonna be a banger. But it is AJ Styles, so I cannot discount that.
I feel this way about AJ and Randy. When AJ and Randy had their WrestleMania match, I thought that, hey man, two effortlessly wrestling savants is going to put on, and they never got out of first gear. Right? They did it so effortlessly that we noticed it was effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think this match will bring out the sports entertainer of AJ, and I think this will bring out the wrestler in LA Knight because they are two vastly different people in that aspect.
He was screwed last year in LA, didn't even get on the show. So this is his first WrestleMania match. Go the fuck all out, bro. Like, put on a fucking show for the ages. You're, you know, like you said, he's older and later on in his career. I just watched the interview with Bobby Roode and how he started his career when he was 40, his WWE career when he was 40, and how the Glorious Song got him over. And people look at Bobby Roode like, oh man, they didn't capitalize on that on the main roster. I just don't want LA Knight to end up being the same story as Bobby Roode, where this guy's now injured and he can't go. It's not a good look for him to keep going and capitalize off of the energy the fans are giving him. So granted, yeah, get him this victory and everything, then do something with it. Draft him to Raw, have him go after Gunther, draft him, or have him go after Drew. I need to see his momentum continue to grow because I don't want him to miss out on the opportunity to be the champion.
Yo, hold on. You tapped into something. If Drew wins the title at Mania, Drew got built-in feuds with Punk, Seth rematch, Sammy, and if LA Knight gets that after Raw draft on there, that's 4 challengers after a heel champion, 4 baby faces after a heel champion. That would be, nigga. Ain't that the Survivor Series match outside of Cody? Wasn't it Drew, Seth? Who else was in that drink? It was Drew, Seth, Randy. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm wrong. It was Drew, Seth, Randy, Jay, and Cody. I was wrong. I'm wrong.
It's all good. But yeah, I think that I don't think they wrestled in TNA either. Eli Drake and AJ. I don't think they've ever wrestled. So this is a first time.
Eli Drake and Drew Galloway was in a group together too, though.
Okay, so they got history, so that's cool. But you know, let's see them take LA to the next level, man. So But what are you thinking about Randy Orton and Logan Paul? Starting their feud because, like you said, that leaves out Kevin Owens. He just got defeated clean. And so mind you, so did Bobby. Bobby kind of went out there. I didn't like the way he went out. Bobby, Kevin Owens, and Naomi are the ones that stood out to me. Like, they kind of got just thrown out there. But going into WrestleMania, how are these guys going to feel like they got the moment? And is Logan Paul and Randy Orton what we want to see? I think that this is more like, let's keep Logan Paul in a top space and have him work with a top guy in Randy Orton.
Has Randy Orton won the United States Championship?
I guess that's fine because Randy Orton and Logan Paul could. Yes, he has.
Okay. That was just me asking to see if they can get a cheap Grand Slam for Randy or Triple Co, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
I mean, listen, Logan got stripes because like Logan got stripes. Logan did a match with fucking Roman we didn't want to see, and it was great. Logan had a WrestleMania match with Seth where Seth was begging for somebody to wrestle, and they put on a great match. And I think Logan earned his stripes to where he can wrestle Randy. And I think he's the perfect guy to take bumps for Randy, where Randy don't have to put on, we just said with AJ, where he had to go. You know what I'm saying? Where he had to put it on. I think Randy and Logan can put on a real sports entertainment type of situation.
Has Logan faced AJ Styles yet?
I am not sure.
I would have rather seen that, honestly, out of everything. And with LA Knight, maybe add like that triple threat would have been.
I ain't gonna hold you, boy. AJ Styles will beat the shit out of Logan Paul, bro. I know. We talking about earning stripes. I think AJ Styles is one of them old school niggas, bro. I think AJ Styles would have been like. I think he would have been like Bill DeMott, my nigga. He would have been in there beating the fuck out that boy. You know what I'm saying? That little kick, like I think he would have fucked Logan shit up, cause.
Nah, I can see AJ's a professional. I can see him. I can see it being a really good feud. And if you add LA Knight to it as a triple threat, I think that's a perfect mid card match for WrestleMania. Logan.
We might have a multi-man match though, involving all of them. So yeah, this might, come into fruition. You know what I'm saying? This might come into fruition for you, brother. You know what I'm saying? We might have a multi-man match. I ain't gonna kick you out the stream yet, bro. I'm gonna let you buffer yourself back in, May, I lied. I gotta kick you out. Oh man. Listen. I know we breeze right past it. But I gotta speak on this Wardlow situation because it touched my soul. That boy was talking his shit, brother. He was talking his shit. He should beat the brakes off of everybody. Wardlow has captured it again. They say lightning don't strike twice, but I'm gonna tell you, boy, those man titties was popping out those goddamn tank tops. He was motherfucking, and I was just like, okay, War Daddy, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
Yo, nah, Wardlow, bro. Wardlow gotta. I don't know how he enters himself into this. He has to disband from United Kingdom. He has to be his own man again, and I think he has to beat the shit out of Samoa Joe. He cut your hair off. He talked about your daddy. We have not forgot about that.
I haven't forgot about that.
I know he brought it up. He said, "I chose." No. It ain't that simple, brother. You was off TV for a little time. You came back. You had with the haircut, nigga. We was not real. It took a little bit for you to get this war daddy back because you were the hair cut off Simpson a little bit. You took away the war daddy. Now the aggression brings the war daddy back a little
You
bit.
know what? It's like Warlow. He's like a quintessential example of failure to launch in AEW. Honestly, by now, everything he said, he preached exactly what I said on this podcast. By now, he should have been world champion. He was lying. He's like 2 years ago when people were yelling my name and all that shit. It's facts, bro. Like, I'm not even the biggest Warlow fan, but when you see the heat, like I'm saying with LA Knight, when you see the energy moving, put him in the title picture. He could have been a guy who beat Hangman. He could have been a guy who beat John Moxley, and it would have been huge. And then let's say he defended it against MJF. He got before MJF, and he got to MJF cheated him out of it. It could have been huge. I'm just saying, like hypotheticals. But I don't know why this path has gone for Warlow, and then he comes back from injury, and he's get put in another group. Tony Khan has to realize, and AEW as a whole, that if you have certain stars, them being in a group, it does less for them than them being in a group. You know, it does worse. It doesn't just worse for them than them being in the group. Like when you look at Evolution, we saw Evolution. We had Triple H, the veteran Ric Flair, the current day and Triple H. Then you had two guys who were upstarts who eventually got to the point where they had to leave. It wasn't a long time. It was like maybe a year before Evolution was over, you know? But Gabe, it's just it's like you don't need to draw out these groups so long when it comes on and then put them in another group. Like I mentioned Sami Zayn last podcast. It was one group after another with him, one group after another with Sami Zayn. It does harm for the guy. Now he's trying to get his own theme back on his own. I see it. But Wardlow is a quintessential example of a guy who does not need to be with Undisputed Kingdom. He doesn't need to be there. He got his revenge off of MJF. He caused him, the championship. Now he can disband from this group and go after, like you said, Samoa Joe. I do see that, got Swerve and Samoa Joe facing at Revolution. However that turns out, we'll see who the champion is. But Swerve is kind of like a babyface, now. And Wardlow can be a good guy against Swerve too, if Swerve wants to take that championship. Or it can be Wardlow taking the spot of Hangman Page. That would be interesting as well in that feud. I can't hear you. Are you muted?
I'm hearing that it was a work with the Hangman thing. I'm hearing Hangman's okay. That was a work. I think he's not going to miss that match. But to your point, I can't blame AEW for making the same mistakes that other people make when you want to do it your way. Right? So when we're talking about finding your own fodder and everything like that, like this is the complete opposite of WWE and how it was founded, right? Vince Senior was one guy. I don't think he had a group. I don't think he had people around him. I don't think he had necessarily a posse. That's how we call it. That's what we call black people stuff. So when we talk about AEW, AEW is different. They were a conglomerate. They were a posse. They were a group. They were a collaborative of minds. So I think that's the identity of the company, right? Where there are a multitude of collaborates. There are a multitude of groups. There are a multitude because that's just the identity of the company, right? I think that's just where the company is the foundation, the group of Elite and Hangman and Cody and Tony, like that was a collaborate. That's a group. So I think the idea of that company shows very much within the fabric of how, there are a lot of collaboratives. In that case, I want to be one of the people that tell you as I tell a lot of people, to just let the story play out. And I know that's tough to do. We did that with WWE when Bianca lost her title to Becky, and we let that story play out to where Bianca and Becky at WrestleMania was a big match, and it was a story that we allowed them to tell. As you say, Wardlow doesn't need to be in a group. I think that promo was the first telltale sign that nigga he about to lead that group. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't not hear that promo and think he about to stay. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
I loved it. I loved everything about it, man. Like,
And
it's,
and,
it's
and, and to your, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
well, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. And to your case, to your point, right? So I'm so to just um put it together. When they fail the first time, I don't necessarily really see them fail the second time again. And that is what I started to appreciate with the company. When Tony Storm came and we were like, hey, that's the girl. And they didn't do it and everything like that, and everything happened with Tony Storm. That birthed what we got now. Now, unfortunate, and not unfortunate, but fortunately, the character that we got now in Tony Storm is the best Tony Storm that I've ever seen. From NXT Tony Storm to her getting pie in the face with Charlotte Tony Storm to her debuting first in AEW Tony Storm. This is the best Tony Storm I've ever seen Tony Storm. This also birthed Serena Deeb, who's like, nah, not on my watch. I'm bringing back the truth. I am seeing the growth and evolution in the different story elements, stories attached to people in AEW, in different multitudes of women that of which I've asked for. So that's why I don't like being as harsh, because the things that I know
gave
that
him credit last week with the women division. I gave him
right,
credit. You know, I came
right.
here and talked about it. You're right. They're making some strides. I came there and watched myself, came here and said, hey, guys, I see a pivot, because we've been dogging it all last year, because rightfully so. But here's the thing with Wardlow. If they get it wrong a second time, how many times are we going to give them this chance? He's literally Jim Ross loves this nigga. He is the ideal superstar. And Jim Ross, you can say what you want about the guy, but the guy knows talent. When he saw Brock, when he saw Johnson, when he saw Batista, when he saw all these guys that he brought in from talent relations, he knew who was a star and what to do with them and how to get them over. Wardlow has been around, and he's a guy who I thought like, oh, they might just push him just because, and he might not get over, but he got over organically, bro. He's a guy that you think that the company will push him. No, this nigga got over organically, and you still like guys that big and strong. We pray for the fans to like genuinely like him because they got the look already, and they did already, and they said, nah, we'll make him a TNT champion. We're gonna have Samoa Joe choke his ass out and talk about his daddy, cut his hair off, and then have Darby Allin come in for the save, and then have him off TV for a month, come back and beat Samoa Joe, and then have him lose to Will Hobbs. Like that's what they did with him, and then he was off TV again. So that's what killed his steam and momentum, and that TNT Championship run wasn't good. Like so you needed a actual.
Well, why can't we give them grace to? Why can't we give them grace to rehab like they did Bobby and WWE? Like our podcast started around the
I'm
time.
giving him grace. I still like this promo.
No, I'm not saying that you aren't. What I am saying is that the cynicism in which we watch the product is baked into what they previously done. I know that until it was shown to me, Bobby was showing ass on TV. With little ass Leo Rush in that vest saying, show him, Bobby. Show him what you got, Bobby. And Bobby was bending his ass. Hold up, before these tears come down my eyes, brother. Wardlow ain't never show his ass, brother. Okay? So as bad as Wardlow has it, okay. I think his rehabilitation process is a little bit more easier.
Listen, man. I mean, I hear the point you're making, but you don't gotta tell me. You don't got
Show what they want to see, Bobby. Show what they pay to see, Bobby.
I couldn't believe that shit, dog.
Lastly. Oh my god. Yo, that was probably one of the worst times to be a wrestler. Wrestler and
Bobby
wrestler.
Lashley's showing his ass. Roman Reigns having dog food thrown on him. People didn't like the the Hell in a Cell match with Seth. I personally liked it, but they did something different with that. There's a lot going on at the time where we're like, all right, guys.
Telling your homies you watch wrestling and to see big ass, buff ass Scott Steiner, Black Scott Steiner, Bobby Lashley, right? Bend his ass over and spread his ass cheeks. Fire everybody. Fire. Thank you. Shout out to the FBI.
We had the whole thing with the sisters.
Shout out to the NBA. Fire dumb niggas.
But this is the thing we talk about with the whataboutism that you do. I'm talking about Wardlow, and you're bringing this up, which is valid. What you're saying is valid. But I can bring up Wardlow's failures while also acknowledging they did the same thing with Bobby, and that it can be rehabilitated. So what I'm trying to get to, what I'm trying to say is this pivot I fuck with. What we just saw, I thought was super refreshing for Wardlow and his character. It almost erases what they just did with him the prior year because he didn't just dismiss it. He acknowledged it.
He acknowledged everything. He acknowledged everything.
He acknowledged it. So when you acknowledge it and say, listen, I beat this guy, I beat that guy, his CM Punk's body's still breaking down since I beat him up. I beat up, your favorite guy, everybody who he mentioned, like I have beat and I choked out Samoa Joe. Like he made valid facts as to why he should be the champion. My whole thing with AEW is, all right, where are you going to go from here? Because you guys still got this ranking system that doesn't really mean shit. So I'm not saying get rid of it, but I'm just saying like this matters now. Like now is where you can say, all right, now we just have to manufacture some wins for Wardlow. Is that what you're trying to do now? And just
you can't say the rank, but that goes back to what I was saying about the cynicism, and that's why I brought up the point of why I wanted to come to you and bring it to you. The ranking system got us to where we needed to be logically. Okay, so how was they going to get to the 3-way with Swerve and Hangman without the ranking system?
The ranking system is manufactured. They just put them at the top of the list. They created it, bro. That's what I'm trying to get to. You realize there's no real logic behind this.
It is. I mean, you can't.
And the storyline was already being built from last year when they didn't have a ranking system. But all this shit was being built from last year when they didn't have a ranking system. And then they said, okay, we're going to count these wins. We're not going to count these wins. And then boom, we have this ranking system here.
You can't say it don't have logic when me and you on the show talk about it and then they do it. So like you can't again, you said it's something that was being done without the ranking. With the ranking system, it's the same. You can build a story, which Wardlow just did, and add that and implement that in the ranking system to logically make those people because back to the point of why Wardlow wasn't in the spot last time, why was Wardlow not in the spot? It was so many guys ahead of him. It was Moxley. It was MJF. It was fucking CM Punk at the time. It was Hangman Page at the time. You telling me Wardlow was leaping all those niggas, bro?
Yes, I am. Especially with how hot he was. He should at least gotten a title shot. I'm not saying he wins it, but y'all do dynamites every fucking week and put title matches on. He should have been in a championship match. This guy spoke truth that he hasn't even gotten a shot. And the time that he's been there, it is egregious. I'm giving them props. Yes, I did throw shade with the ranking system because at the end of the day, I don't think it really means much. And there's nothing that you can say to make me think, oh yeah, that makes sense. All it is like what you call is a MacGuffin in the storyline, something you use as a plot tool that doesn't really mean nothing. And what we got now, what they got to do is they got to manufacture wins for Wardlow rather than just have him go out there and just challenge the champion now. So that's what they're gonna have to do, and that's what they want to do. Cool.
But we spoke about that. What's more okay? What's okay? This is what I'm trying to say. when they've done that before, we've lamented that. I know I have. I'll speak on me. I won't speak for
Fuck.
you. I'll speak for me. I know when they've done that, when they've leapfrog guys because we just asked what they're gonna do with Mercedes. And you was like, so what does that? And I'm like, yeah, like, do you give her like when she comes in, I'm like, it's power rankings. She's top. Like she's like, and this is all based off of data and popularity and win streaks and like that is all formulaic stuff when we watch on ESPN and stuff like that. Like power rankings don't just be like, well, he won 4 straight or he nigga, how you look, how you perform, how it was. Did you eat by with this win? Did you blow a nigga out? How like there's a lot of shit that go into that.
Yo, you are contradicting yourself because you're speaking to my point. If Mercedes comes and you want to see her at the top of the rankings, then the rankings don't mean shit because she hasn't wrestled a match. But I said the same thing. I agree with you. That's how it should be.
I know what, but when you was like, should you manufacture wins, and you said okay. Let me slow down. When you say that, what are going to do? Manufacture wins to make Wardlow look good. Wardlow was already gaining traction.
One second. I'll be right back.
Okay. I would just say this. You're going to need wins.
Okay.
You're going to need wins or need a showing or showcasing for you to get a title match. I don't think Mercedes' first match is going to be for a title. I don't believe that. I think she's.
But my thing is the build. My thing, yeah. I don't think it will be either. You can hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, I don't think it will be either. I think that it's going to be manufacturing wins, so they get them in first place. That's what it is, you know. And then you have the person who's in first place lose, and then they go up. You know, that's what they do. But to me, that's just a wasted step. You know, like everything should be story based to me.
Is it a wasted step if it's just booking? That's booking, and without the ranking system. Let's remove the ranking system. That's just booking.
But I mean, hey, it works for AEW because I get you're right. It is just booking. AEW can just throw on a random match, no story involved, and say, okay, this is for the rankings, and that's the story. And hey, that's what AEW does. So I'm not going to complain, but that's what it is, bro. The ranking system doesn't help story building, and that's what I like. I like when Mercedes comes, says I want to jump to the top front of the line, and says I want to be women's champion, and then these girls say, hey, no, I'm here. Face me, and then she has a couple matches. I hope as long as they tell the story, I'm gonna wait and see. But I'm not gonna kill it right now because I'm just telling you that the ranking system at the end of the day doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we already know that. Hey, all right, so for her to be champion, she's gonna have to face this person. Why can't you just have her face these people? Like all it is just a tool that we just have that they can manipulate whenever they want. You know, that's really what it is. You know, even the first iteration of it didn't make much sense because there were people on there with more victories this year that weren't even on the list. You know, so that's what people were saying. Even AEW didn't like it. You know, so I'm not.
But that goes back to my point of what I was saying about ESPN. Because you 5-1 and somebody else is 4-1 or 3-2, they might look at your strength of schedule. They might look at who you play. They might look at how you play. They did that with the Eagles all year.
But you can't compare this to that because
all I'm saying is when you say that it's an illogical tool, I think what I'm looking at it as is that you use it as a negative. I use it as a positive because it gives them the ability for outs. When we say you book, when you book
them in more.
When you book people, when you're booked right now, I'm looking at the rankings, like right now. Top contenders for the women. Let's just use the women. It's Deonna Purrazzo, Thunder Rosa, Hikaru Shida, Sky Blue, Mariah May. Now that's 5 contenders for 2 titles. On the men's side, you got Swerve as number 1. Hangman is number 2. Copeland as number 3, Moxley number 4, Roderick Strong as number 5. That's all for 4 titles for the men. Oh shit, is this wrong? Oh shit, I'm looking at the wrong week. Damn. I'm looking at the wrong week like a motherfucker. Hold on. I'm so sorry, people. I'm looking at the wrong week. Oh shit.
I'm gonna put it this way: in
No,
wrestling,
I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. Let me just. I found it. So with this, I pulled it up this week, right? In this, they got Swerve 1, Hangman 2, Copeland 3, Moxley 4, and the 5th on the last week was Roderick Strong. This week is Konosuke Konosuke. He moved up with the little green arrow. You feel me? What I'm saying is that if they are booking it and they are making somebody look good and they are making somebody look strong and they are trying to present somebody to be there, that gives them a tool to be like, hey, this is why he moved up. This is why he moved down.
I'm gonna give it time, but right now I see it as a hurdle that's not really necessary. I think in theory it sounds good, like a ranking system, and everybody earns their stuff. But at the end of the day, we all know you're choosing the victory. Who wins in reality. So I think that you already are suspending belief enough in wrestling, but this right here, I feel like is you can take it or leave it. I'm not a big fan of it.
I can't say that because when MLW started and I worked there, bro, and they was like, hey, we're gonna be sports based and we got multi different style made fights type of situation, and you gotta
It's one thing when you say sports based. It's another thing when you say ranking. Like if you're saying sports based, we're like, all right, we're gonna do a package of I don't know. You're gonna do a package of Matt Riddle, and you're gonna tell why he and what his style is and why he is Matt Riddle, who he is. And then you're going to say, all right, we're going to have him go up against, Shane Strickland. And we're going to say what he's about, who he is. And we're going to tell you their weight, their height. We're going to say, listen, and then we're going to have them talk some shit and then fight. Like, that's cool. You can tell them this guy's story, fight. We'll see who wins at the end. But the ranking thing, me personally, I'm just not super into it, but we'll see how it goes with further. I hear you though. I hear you. That you can manufacture the wins, which what it is, and have people move up the rankings like Mercedes will have to do, or Wardlow will have to do, and get there. Whereas me, I'm like, all right, I care about how they get there. Wardlow, all right. So Wardlow, I want you to go after Konosuke. I want you to go after Adam Copeland, Hangman, Swerve. I need you to call these niggas out then. That's what I want to see next. I want to see him go straight for the champion. And if you go that way with it, then I'm like, all right, cool. But if you're saying that he's saying, I want a championship shot right now, I want a title shot right now, then this is a completely waste of time, the ranking system. He should just be able to challenge Samoa Joe, being the fact that he has a history with him, and then you just book it, and you tell a story from there.
When you do that, you have the chaos though, Chidi, because everybody has this. Everybody can call a shots and do that because everybody has a story, right? Everybody has the ability to do that.
He went out there, got promo time, and they put it out there. It's not chaos. They told him to go out there and cut a promo. He did it. So clearly they have intentions for him doing this. And you're right. Everybody could do it, but that's not chaos. This means that, hey, just because you can do it doesn't mean that Tony Khan saying you're going to do it this week. Let's wait a month and then you'll get your chance to do it. We'll wait a month and then fine. Darby Allin, you want to move back into the TNT Championship lane? Cool. In a month's time, when you drop the tag titles, we're going to have you back in the World Championship reign, or you can call somebody out, or you can face somebody, or tell a story somehow with you going against, Don Callis family, and you and Konosuke can get in the feud. And from that feud, you will then move up the rankings. That's how it is. But the rankings is a thing you got to factor in with everything you do now, in my opinion. But if you kind of sometimes do it, sometimes don't, sometimes it matters, sometimes it don't, then it doesn't mean nothing. So I'm going to give it more time and see how it plans out. But I fuck with Wardlow, what he said. To me, that makes me want to see him in the World Championship picture immediately. they can take their time and do it. But I don't want this to be in 2 months down the line when he's now up the rankings that the steam is gone again, where it's like, oh, well, he's been in matches, but no one really cares. So you got.
So this goes back to what we was just literally talking about. If niggas can just come out and be like, I want my title shot, then nigga, what nigga, are you hot?
That's like, what they do in WWE. Like, that's all it is. People come out there and they just get a mic and say, "Hey, I want to." Wait, hold up. I'm. You can't jump me in line. That's what they do. It's just wrestling, you know, and it's not that absurd, you know, for somebody to come out and say, "Listen, I want the championship. You know, I want a world championship title shot." You know, and there not be a ranking system that you got to go through. Now it's like, I want a championship. All right, you telling me this, Wardlow, on February 20th, right? Well. When is this championship going to happen? Is it going to happen in April 20th, May 20th? Because you got time. You got time to move up this ranking system now. You know, so you got to make some more victories, right? Because one thing about these ranking systems, they don't show you the freaking records either. So it is kind of like, hey, whatever they think, and they just try to show you what it is. So it kind of seems like a hurdle that's not necessary, not, you know, really necessary in my eyes. You know, so if that's the case, then Wardlow has to go through a bunch of people to get his opportunity, and when he does, hopefully he's still hot, and hopefully him going through that makes him hotter.
I mean, you can't make the case of saying that's wrestling, bro, and then not fucking hear yourself and say that's wrestling. Like that, Cody. You just told me. This is why it's so frustrating when you don't want to hear me. You just told me it's wrestling. WWE does it all the time. You come outside and someone with a microphone say, hey, you said that's wrestling. Okay. But you just made the case for why in wrestling, you have to, if we're built like we just said, he's organically. Wardlow, you just said you didn't care about him. So he cuts one promo.
I just been saying this entire time. I fuck with the promo he just did.
I just
he should have been champion a long time ago.
He cuts one promo as I'm about to fucking finish. He cuts one promo after you not care about him in the several months prior, and now you say he deserves to jump who? He deserves to jump Moxley. He deserves.
My thing is all about timing, bro. My thing is all about timing. My whole problem with this is that he's doing this promo January 20th, and he's not even on the rankings. So at this point, if you want your ranking system to make sense, he has to go through these niggas on the ranking system to jump up there, right? I don't prefer that. That's my opinion. I can have that opinion. I don't prefer that. I prefer that now that he's made this promo, next week we build upon that. I don't want him to be like, all right, next week is Konosuke versus MJF. Versus Wardlow. And we got to say, oh, he had a good match. And then that's it. Next week, okay, next week, Adam Copeland versus Wardlow. All right, he had a good match. I want there to be building storylines with this.
I hear you say that, but this nigga got okay. We're both okay. We're watching the product. Next week, you want them to build on that? How, nigga? The nigga got a championship match. He got Swerve and Page. Wardlow and he has to go through Swerve and Page before he gets to Samoa Joe. Because you think them niggas they about to Cody Rhodes themselves and give up the opportunity? What are you talking about?
Listen,
build on the next week. Build on the next week.
Do you think that I'm saying that he should get a championship match next week? No.
You said build on it. I'm saying how.
I just told you. Oh, fuck it. I can speak English and you just don't hear it. So listen, when it comes to him making that statement last week, they should build on it with an angle, a promo, a match, something that shows his intention and moving forward. If it's him and Konosuke to catch next week and he gets a victory, cool. But yeah, he should cut another promo. He should do something backstage. Something should be, all right, getting him in line for when it is a moment where he's like, all right, he's across the ring from Samoa fucking Joe. He should be in a bigger state than falling back. So it's not really the booking for me. It's about how you portray him moving forward. You feel me? Because with that promo where he addresses everything and he calls out the champion, says, I want a championship match, that means that at some point in the near future, not like months down the line, don't have this promo and have him get cold again. And then you want to tell me, oh, in May, Wardlow versus Samoa Joe, you should care about this shit. No, he cut this promo back in January. In February. I'm just looking out for the nigga who actually got some buzz right now. That's all I'm trying to say.
I'm not. I'm all and I think I'm not disagreeing with you in wanting that for Warlow. I think what I'm saying is that the pessimism because of what they've done previously does not cloud how I look at what they do currently. That's what I understand that, and you say you have your own opinion. But what I am saying is that this is the actual pivot in real time. So
I'm happy for it. Like, I'm going to give it its just due. But I've seen this before on multiple cases with AEW on how they try to tell their stories. And then I'm like, oh shit, we got this ranking system too that we got to account for, which honestly is a hurdle that you got to get through with Wardlow if you ever want to give him that championship match where he just had a promo. Now, let's say they didn't do this promo at all. Let's say it's like next month and he cuts his promo. But by that point, he's already beaten Adam Copeland and Konosuke Takeshita. It makes way more sense because he's on the rankings. He only got a couple more guys to go before he can face Samoa Joe. Like, that is what I'm trying to say. Like, he's not even on the rankings right now. This is a hurdle they got to address.
I feel you on that, but I also hear you on this. Hook had a championship match with Samoa Joe. I don't remember, or this wasn't a topic of discussion, so I don't know where he was on the ranking. I don't want Wardlow to follow that path because it don't matter with the story if we're talking about changing the narrative of AEW of them just throwing matches out there.
I think we're talking about two different things, and I agree with you on that. I agree with you. I don't think that he should face Samoa Joe next week. I don't think that unless he's going to be, because when I thought about it, I was like, hey, maybe you can take Heyman's spot. It's because there is already a story involved. You told me that it was a work. Hey, cool, it's a work. We'll see how things go forward. So forget about him facing Samoa Joe tomorrow or next week or at Revolution. I'm saying, hey, I'm interested in his journey now. Now you got my eyes on this. Don't fuck this shit up. In the next month or two, Wardlow should have gone through everybody on this ranking list to get his shot.
But Chidi, I want to temper you with how you're saying this because
is it wrong? I'm saying anything wrong? Because not how I'm saying it. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's the delivery, but nothing I'm saying is wrong.
I didn't say you were wrong, but if you're gonna acknowledge maybe how I'm saying it is wrong, then maybe how you're saying it is very probably much not. And all I'm saying is that you're not wrong to feel how you feel. What I am telling you is when we're talking about how I turned into this flying angel of AEW, is that when you just demanded, hey, Swerve, he better be in the champ. You better capitalize. Swerve, you better. Tony Storm, you better capitalize. They listen. And what I say is they don't fumble twice. I don't necessarily see them.
And I will give you that grace.
Because they gave you Tony. They gave you Swerve in championship. They built them guys organically as well, too.
Which is a valid point. And you're right, though. You're 100% right. But only point that I was trying to make is, oh, shit, they got this ranking system. How are we going to do this? Like, that's the only point I was trying to make with Wardlow. Because now that I'm interested in seeing what they do with them, don't get me wrong, I am very excited to see Swerve become AEW World Champion. I am in tune with that. What they're doing with Tony Storm is great. Timeless Tony Storm is one of the best acts they have in the entire company right now. And that's a shot, as a props to them. I've given them props for the past couple of weeks. But when I say, hey, watch out, let's see what they go with this. And I'm like a little apprehensive. Don't get on me because I like something, but also have reservations based off of their own ranking system. That's all I'm trying to say. We shall see. But all I said to you that I think got this heated is that this shit don't matter. The ranking system really doesn't matter. If you're talking about wrestling, it's just, hey, who's hot, who's not. Let's see how we get to the hottest match right now. And I think in AEW, more than anywhere, more than any promotion, more than WWE, NJPW, more than any promotion, I think their promotion should go with the hot hand always. I don't want to wait 2 months for Wardlow to get a championship match. I don't. But they drag shit out And I'm like, damn, why didn't World get that? Like when the so what they're doing right now with Tony and Swerve is it's a change that I appreciate. But now we have this ranking system like that. God damn, like we don't really need this shit. Like, because when these guys are hot, go with them. That's how you create those moments that people care about. That's how you create those stories that people care about. Like, yeah, like, do I want to see Swerve versus Adam Copeland as the next feud, or Samoa Joe versus Adam Copeland? Uh, it's cool. It's cool. There's no real need, but I would love to see Wardlow versus Swerve, or Wardlow versus Samoa Joe because of that promo. Now, Adam Copeland would have to give me some reason for me to want to see that after this whole Revolution's over. After Revolution's over, so that's where I'm at. Konosuke Takeshita, he's a great athlete. Great athlete. Somebody got to talk for him. Is he a world heavyweight champion right now? No. No. More than anything, I think he should be a babyface. In my opinion.
All those ranking people isn't just for the world title.
Yeah, I see it. It's for all of them. Yeah, but I'm just like, going off the list that we have in front of us. And the rankings giving us 5 guys for 4 championships that we have no idea who's next up for what championship. It doesn't make sense to me. It is a little silly to me. And that's just my opinion. But moving along, AEW, I want them to succeed so bad. And when I see these errors, I speak on it. I think that AEW could be great.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to say with going with the hot hand, because I want them to continue to elevate AEW, because I think they're more on a trajectory. In a year, 2, 5 to 10 years, they're going to become a farm system for WWE, a farm system where people go to AEW, get known, get seen, and then in a couple of years, we're seeing Queen Aminata in NXT as a whole new fire gimmick, and she's killing it. Just like we're seeing Lexus King. Now we're seeing Jade Cargill. They come to WWE, and it's a whole different brand of them. They feel like a huger star. I don't want AEW to just be a farm system for WWE. And I'm telling you, the way they have used Wardlow is as if Wardlow is just, going through the motions. And when his contract is up, who can blame this guy for taking his ass to NXT and becoming the next biggest thing in the industry? Because let's be honest, he should be that for AEW already. Wardlow should be the biggest thing in the industry for AEW already. But let's say they lose him. One of the, like he said, an organic, original AEW talent, homegrown. Let's say they lose him to NXT and they give him the Braun Breaker treatment when he's just rolling through everybody in NXT. He's champion for a year and a half in NXT. Dude, when he gets to the main roster in WWE, he's going to be up against the Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, the Roman Reigns. That's where Wardlow's trajectory would be if he were to leave AEW. So my whole thing is I don't want that. I don't want AEW to just be a farm system for WWE. I want them to capitalize on the hot hand, keep it going. Swerve, honestly, should be champion. I'm going to be honest. I love Samoa Joe. More than right now, Swerve should be your AEW world champion. I'm going to say it right now. And I love Samoa Joe. But what you can do with Swerve, you can get way more out of Swerve going forward in this company than getting out of Samoa Joe, unless you're that's in my opinion. I swear. That's my honest opinion.
I agree. I think when we speak about AEW, again, that's why I say I'm not as on them as you are, because I mean they've done it.
I'm hard on them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm hard, and that's me. That's my style. I'm not saying that you guys adopt that, but that's how I feel with them, because I want them to hit the ground running and really capitalize and make themselves as relevant as they were a couple years ago. Not comparing them to any other body but themselves, honestly.
I mean, but when you say that it's hard when they just like, okay, if my competition is myself, nigga, I'm getting better at myself. I'm not like that goes back to what you said.
I'm not disputing that, and they are.
I,
But
I didn't say that you were, but when
okay,
you're saying I'm hard on them and they're goes back to what we're talking about as people, right? If I'm getting better at something, do I need for you to tell me that I need to get better at something else? Or if you're
yes,
going to let me gradually get better, if you see that I'm getting better and have the capacity to get better. The
my
reminder
thing is to
how
point
you
out the pitfalls ahead. When there's a freaking a ditch right in front of you, and I'm like, hey AEW, remember that ditch that you fell into last year? It's right in front of you again. Don't do that. That's all I'm doing.
Hey,
I'm not
I
saying that
didn't
they're gonna.
again, Tony Storm. Hey, I didn't swerve. Hey, I
All
didn't
right,
like
man.
like
Wardlow's right in front.
again.
Okay, just make sure. Just making sure. Wardlow's ditch is right there too. Just be careful. I'm gonna point that shit out, and I did for Tony, and I did for Swerve, and I came here and said, "Good job." I'm gonna keep doing that. Fuck out of here. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say about these niggas, yo. I'm sorry. I give them props when they deserve it. I'm not saying they're a bad company, but I'm saying that they can do better.
Speaking of company that can do better, TNA, they did better. They finally brought Westside Gun and Smoke Dizzy there. Shout out to
Okay.
Westside Gun and Smoke Dizzy at No Surrender. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna talk about Westside Gun and Smoke Dizzy, give me a second. Hold on.
Shout out to Westside Guns, Watch Smoke Dizza. Honestly, as you know, we are huge fans of both gentlemen. I like to see them be in the wrestling spaces and get, this shine they deserve because they are legitimately. Here you go.
Westside Gun, Smoke Dizzy,
Just got to
signature.
flex on you with the bells,
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
You
No,
know,
I think I think I see so much potential with rap and wrestling and West Side's influencing the culture and connecting with wrestling. So every time I see him, whether it be AEW or TNA, get those opportunities, I think is huge, and I'm excited for where his association with wrestling can go in the future.
I mean, to be quite honest, like a lot of these, a lot of uh a lot of rappers rode the wave. You dig? Shout out to Action Bronson and
Hold on.
Smoke Dizzy with the Dudley Boys. Shout out to Wale Mania. Shout out to Smoke Dizzy with Ringside. You know what I'm saying? And then we got the big names. We got the Bad Bunnies with the Booker T's. We got the Offsets with the Ric Flair drip. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Smoke Dizzy, West Side Gun, Fourth Rope. You feel me? Oh shit. Um, Damn, I think everything froze on this motherfucker, ain't it? Internet go down? Nah, I hear my son with the iPad. I don't know what happened. Hello, Steve. Oh, my joint froze. Oh, that's on me. Oh, I froze up. Oh, okay. Okie dokie. Smokey. Hey, yo.
I'm sorry. I must have been muted this entire time. My apologies. But I was saying, speaking of no surrender, shout out to Mustafa Ali for winning the X Division Championship. Thought that was a good news for him, seeing him, capitalize and take his career in different paths since leaving WWE. So we'll see how he evolves in TNA and how he moves. I could see him being world champion in the future, but I think this is a great start for him. And then also from the guys who were released, Nick Nemeth, he won the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. He beat David Finlay for that in New Japan. And we got to talk about our guy Matt Riddle. He beat the legend Hiroshi Tanahashi, man. So that's incredible. And he won the TV championship, the NJPW World TV Championship, TV title. So shout out to all the former WWE talent that is excelling in the business. And it's just good to see it because the business is thriving with and without WWE. So shout out to them because to take that pivot, go somewhere and do your thing and become successful and win is all good for their brand. And all these guys I can see eventually coming back to WWE, potentially ending up in AEW. So I'll be following along to see where they go. I'm curious to see the because I didn't see the match, but I want to check out the Nick Nemeth IWGP Championship match and see how that went because I want to see how he works outside of the WWE banner. I really am curious to see because people say he is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Honestly, people say he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. So I'm really curious to see that. I'm going to check that out tonight and get back to you guys about next week and what I thought about his performance. Got to shout out Matt Riddle. I think him and Tanahashi could have had a banger. So I'm going to check that one out as well. And Mustafa Ali winning the X Division Championship. So it's all good news for these former talents, and we'll see how they are used in their respective companies. But it's a great start so far. You good, man?
I don't know what happened. My computer had froze, so I was closing tabs and the windows. You feel me? I'm like,
mad tabs open.
mad tabs. My drink was
I'm not closing because I don't know which what. I might need this shit. But man, anything else you want to touch on before we get up out of here? Clearly, the
it's your birthday. It should be a special day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
should be a
blessing.
A whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Actually,
so
you're right. Maybe it's a special day. Any day I can see money, I will be happy to see money. I'll say that.
So no, man. I hope she is getting herself prepared, getting her body prepared. I hope that she is healthy. And I hope that AEW is where she is happy at. I hope that going back to the booking situation, there are a ton of women talent that she can go with and get off with. Deonna Purrazzo, Tony Storm, Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb, her and Athena. You know what I'm saying? Like it is a ton of women talent. Bro, we didn't get Jade and Britt Baker, but Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné.
That'd be ill.
Where
the hell is Britt?
Bro, I gotta be honest, bro. It's a lot of niggas that need shit worked on them, and you know what I'm saying. So she probably getting that bag. She getting that bag right now, brother. I know my wife.
Britt, let me holler at you, man. I need some dental for real, dog.
People just no lie, bro. January is open enrollment, for workers and shit like that. Get their benefit, they get their benefits and shit like that. And everybody got their benefit kicked in, get their dental shit planned. Her calendar full of the motherfuckers, guys.
DND, bro. Nah, man. Shout out to Britt doing her thing, but I definitely do miss her on the screen. I'm glad to see Thunder Rosa back. So I think there's a lot of potential in that women's division in AEW. Now bringing in Mercedes, big deal. I can't wait to see what she has to do, what she's gonna be doing in AEW.
No, man, I have nothing else, man. I'm probably about to go in of course, nothing got done because I was out here recording. But when I wasn't out here recording, things got done. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah, all right. Gonna be incognito. I see.
I guess I'm the reason things get done. I don't know.
Uh,
So
bet, man. I think
yeah,
that's all
man.
there is to talk about. I know there was a business conversation I had, but damn. Oh yeah, the UFC and TKO, UFC and WWE, TKO, they are going to be now packaging UFC and WWE to get bidders for certain arenas and stadiums moving forward and cities. So I think that just makes sense business wise. I want to bring everybody's attention that it's working out, man. The merger, it makes perfect sense, man. They are going to be packaging WWE to say, all right, to let's say it's Philadelphia. Hey, Philadelphia, we're going to give you, or let's say Madison Square Garden. Madison Square, we're going to give you this UFC event, but in a month's time, we'll also give you WWE, or in a week's time, we'll also give you WWE in the same month, and you guys can get both events for this price. And they're packaging it so they can package their UFC events and WWE events to one arena, one stadium, and say, boom, give us the bag. And I think it's brilliant. And so shout out to TKO and all the business decisions they're making down there. I think that it's a match made in heaven. Not much to say about that other than great business.
I will sit on this, and I will come back next week because I do have a take on it, but it's a
Okay.
fly by night take. But I do feel like that it is a match made in.
Okay. Interessante.
Yeah,
Let's see.
they some nasty ran organizations. So I just got to do my.
Mm.
I got some research and so
Yeah, let's not fly off the handle right now. To next week. We'll tune in next week on the Reasonable Wrestling Podcast, where Chris the Most High will kick their back in for doing business. So TKO. You got TKO next week, guys. That's the end of the show. So y'all can double back in. That's the cliffhanger, bro.
hell of a tease. Next time, same place, same channel.
On Dragon Ball Z. All right, guys. All is love. Everything is wrestling. We shall see you next week. Same time, same place. Maybe not same time, but definitely the same place. So we'll see you next week on Sunday. All right. Peace out.
Peace.